Now let's look at the prefix D. Sometimes D is pronounced D with a long E. That will happen when it's used to pronounce a new word from another English word. For example, desensitize. Sensitize is already a word, so when we add D to it, we make it a long E, and we make another word out of something that already was a word, desensitize. In this case, the D has secondary stress. I'm really going to stress sense is my primary stress, but D will have secondary. Desensitize. Even the I's at the end has secondary stress. Desensitize. Deactivate. I don't want to say deactivate. My D wasn't clear enough there. It needs to be a long E. Deactivate. It's the opposite of the word activate. To show it's the opposite, we make the word very clear. More D words. Decertify. Deconstruction. Decompose. Deodorize. Decontaminate. Decompression. Dehydrate. Now, when D is not used to make a new word from something that was already a word, then we pronounce D as D, and it's reduced and it's quick. Detach. Attach by itself is not a word, so we can say detach. I wouldn't say detach. I mean, if you do, sometimes it's fine, but you want to get used to reducing that first syllable to have better rhythm. Detach. He has a detached garage. He has a detached garage. Detectable. Tectable or tect is not a word, so we make the D really quick. Detectable. Defense. We pay for national defense, but I don't say we pay for national defense. That would be too careful. However, for sports teams, we do say defense. The players are playing defense, but they play defensive tackle. Defensive tackle. Desire. What do you desire? I wouldn't say what do you desire. Nobody does that. We have to reduce D to D because desire is not a word. Desire. D doesn't need to be clear because we are not trying to express the opposite of desire. Department. Department. Deposit. Deposit. Detergent. Detergent. I need some laundry detergent. I wouldn't say I need some laundry detergent. It's just detergent. Let's try some sentences. He has become desensitized to the harsh detergent. He has become desensitized to the harsh detergent. We mean the opposite of sensitize, so we say desensitize, but not the opposite of turgent. Turgent is not even a word, so we say detergent. All the rooms of that department need to be deodorized. All the rooms of that department need to be deodorized. Deceased people are decomposing in their graves. Deceased people are decomposing in their graves. We say deceased even though cease is a word, but cease means stop. It has nothing to do with dead. Deceased means dead. So we don't mean the opposite of stop. But for decomposing, we do mean the opposite of composing. We mean falling apart in their grave. The depressed patient feels dehumanized. The depressed patient feels dehumanized. Depressed means sad, not the opposite of pressed. It's not unpressed. But dehumanized does mean the opposite of humanized, or it means feeling less than human. He detests the humidity, so he bought a dehumidifier. He detests the humidity, so he bought a dehumidifier. Yes, test is a word, but it's a different meaning here. So this one is detest, not detest. It doesn't have anything to do with the opposite of a test. Here, detest means to hate. He detests. He desires a deciduous tree in his yard. He desires a deciduous tree in his yard. If you deposit food scraps into the compost bin, they will decompose. If you deposit food scraps into the compost bin, they will decompose. Yes, this means the opposite of compose. Decompose means to take apart. The team became depressed and demoralized after losing every game. The team became depressed and demoralized after losing every game. Press is a word, but we don't mean the opposite of press. Depressed just means very sad. Depressed. The citizens detested their government, which destabilized their economy. The citizens detested their government, which destabilized their economy. Yes, destabilize means the opposite of stabilize. After detecting heavy metals in the patient's blood, the doctor recommended a detox. After detecting heavy metals in the patient's blood, the doctor recommended a detox. Detox is the opposite of putting toxins in your body. It means to take toxins out of your body. A detox. Please practice these sentences and others with the D prefix in the repetition audio provided.